Hello, welcome back to my channel. Just in case you're new here, my name is Kay and I make videos about using my Happy Planner to plan and journal, and I also do some budget planning. Well, it's Sunday morning. Cheers. It's not even 3 a.m. I'm just starting my coffee, which means we could all be in trouble. I'll try to take some tiny sips to wake myself up as I go. I've actually been awake since a little after 2, which, well, you can see, welcome to my world. I wanted to today go over my week with you in my Happy Planner, just some things that I did, and also some new things that I set up for next week. Okay, so here we go. My normal layout, I'm just so happy with this layout. I'm tracking a couple of important things here that I'll get to in a minute, and I always have my gratitude section and then my to-do list. So I'll start over here with my to-do list. I'm sure you may have noted that if you watch my videos, that I went from having a full to-do list plus an extra page of to-do list to just the last couple of weeks, very short and focused to-do list. And that's because work's been pretty intense with some long days. So I've just been trying to keep it down to the essentials. And I did pretty good on my essentials this week. Sunday's always my laundry day, so I haven't done that one yet. The cleaning the bunnies I always do on Sunday as well, so I haven't done that one yet. And my face mask. I have to tell you, I have been a little bit wigged out by my spider bite and putting a face mask on because I didn't want to irritate it at all. It's finally at that point where it's healing nicely, so I don't know if I'll do that today or not. Anyway, that's that. Moving over here, I just wanted to make a note. I do have another page in my Happy Planner where I keep track of my reading, but I finished the Tom Lake book this week, and oh my goodness, it definitely wins my award for Best of 2024 for me. And a couple of notes here. In case you haven't seen one of my videos before, I'm a former therapist, actually very specialized in the work that I did in therapy. I worked primarily with couples. I'm a clinical sexologist, so I work a lot with love, intimacy repair, intimacy building, sexual wellness, sexual trauma, those kinds of things. So if you watch my videos, you'll see me do a lot of deeper personal work. And that's because, well, I like to reside there. It's weird. It's a weird thing to, geek out on, but I love to be reflective. I love to challenge myself, to explore different ideas with myself. I'm always trying to grow and evolve as a person. So this is just something that I heard this week, and it's kind of the phases of becoming of, and then you be, and then you do, and then you become. And I made a note of that because, and just kind of dropped a pin of here because I want to do some work on this. Kind of look at some of those things that I'm in pursuit of, or I want to understand better and identify where I am in these things. This is a note that I made for myself. I had a pretty rough budgeting video. The last video that I filmed, I had a panic attack and in the middle of the video, and I really struggled with putting that out there. But I felt I needed to just challenge myself as well as document my journey. And I made this note for myself because I used to tell people when I would work with people that, especially couples, when they were trying to repair their relationship and get back together, maybe after a divorce, or they were contemplating divorce and then they were trying to repair that, I used to tell them, they used to, say something like, it's a new chapter for us. And I'd say, no, burn the old book, just burn it, start writing a new narrative, start fresh. And it really dawned on me this week, maybe because I'm older, I don't know, that, all of it's me. All of it's me. I don't want to burn any of it. I don't want to start new. Each phase of my life, each season is a new chapter. And the aggregate of those things are me. These things, why that's important to me and why it has to do with that video is, financial trauma is a real thing, and trauma, and any kind of trauma, it's hard, I know, for people who may not have experienced certain traumas or understand, trauma is different for each one of us. And for some of us, it kind of dwells beneath the surface, and you think you've tapped it down to a good place and you've moved on, and then boom, it hits you like a wrecking ball. And that's kind of what happened in my last video is, I really thought my previous financial trauma was kind of behind me. And what became evident was it's not. And what also became evident to me is that's a really important time in my life that I need to give more attention to and recognize it's part of my story. It's part of me, and it's very important. Anyway, I needed to honor that. And so that was just a reminder to myself. My strength word, I put unique here. I chose unique, but the truth is I'm pretty quirky. But quirky's unique, so it fits. My word of the week was amok. And then I was listening to a speaker at an event that I went to, and he really was speaking about how important it is to commit and then figure things out. And that really rang true with me because, not that I want to talk a lot about therapy today, but I used to tell my couples how important that was. If you really want to repair and heal and move forward in a positive way, yet you have to first commit to that thing. And in fact, as a couples therapist, I was a little bit brutal, kind of well known by other therapists for it, because I had some hard rules. And that is, I would not work with a couple unless they 100% committed to the work and 100% committed to healing, repairing, moving forward. If I had one partner in that relationship that was just a little hesitant, I would refer them out. I wouldn't work with them. Not only would I require that they commit, but I had them sign a form. They would commit. So I was a little bit brutal, but you sometimes you look out and you think, gosh, you're so, hardline and clear and focused and just, let's get this done with people I've worked with. But I'm so soft sometimes with myself. So which sounds like I don't know, such a dichotomy, because in other ways I'm so hard on myself. But here I'm all like, I recognize sometimes I may only halfway commit. So I made a note of that, commit and then figure it out. And I've been kind of using it as my mantra for the week of commit and then figure it out. You'll be surprised what opens up to you when you're fully committed to making that thing happen. A little note, try new. Over here I have my usual trackers, Hydrate, Lunch, Vitamins, Nourish, and you can see I had a couple of good days, which I want to recognize and honor, because this is just a constant struggle for me. My sleep, I had some pretty good days. Almost one day it was 4, mostly after 3. This is a new me. I've always woken up early, generally about 4 for years, but I seem to be getting, earlier and earlier. You can see here I had one day where I was up at I think before 2. I think it was off the chart, if I remember. I'll look over here with you in a minute. And then, just really early days. And you can see me over here. Yes, this is us filming right now. Coffee in hand. Okay, over here, my gratitude. My usual, I try to find the little things in my space that I'm grateful for. And, the big things are really easy for me to stay mindful about. I'm grateful for my family, my friends, my home. And sometimes I just, don't think about the little things in my life. So that's what this is for, just an exercise in that. Oh, hello, stamps, the season of stamps for me. And I'm trying to learn how to use stamps because I want to learn how to make my own cards that I send to people for their birthdays and anniversaries and things like that. So I'm sorry to say you're going to see a lot of awkward stamping in my planners. Um, let's see, this week for appointments, I had a doctor's appointment for Zepbound check-in. I'm on a weight loss journey, and so yeah, I had my weekly, or my not weekly. I had my, it's not even monthly. I go see my doctor now probably every 3 months. It used to be monthly at the beginning when I started Zepbound, but now it's about every 3 months. And we upped my prescription to 12.5. And over here I had a lunch event on Friday, and I had a hair appointment yesterday, and that's about it for my appointments this week. I did do some home care a couple of days this week. Otherwise, I was just too busy. I didn't have the opportunity. Let me see if there's anything newsy here. Post office run on Monday to ship out some winter's packages, and had a couple of days where I was tending to animals because hubby had late days and wasn't home, and that's always a real pleasure for me. Normally he does it, but I'm his backup when he's not home. Let's see, nothing, you can see some pretty long work days here. A lot of commuting and driving around these times, so pretty busy week for me. Leftovers, made a good veggie stir fry on Monday and ate it for the next couple of days. I liked it so much. Even after 2 days of leftovers, I made it again, but it was a little bit different with different veggies. I was so tired on this day. I fell asleep, not intentionally. I actually meant to read, but I fell asleep, I think, at like 6 p.m. At night. And like right after dinner, yeah, I went in to read and just zonked out. And because I went to bed so early, oh yeah, here it is. I woke up at 1 a.m. Oh my gosh. And I had such a long day. What happened was I had this event was a couple hours away, so I was driving home and I was so out of it. I went 7 miles beyond my exit and, and found myself like 7 miles down the freeway saying, where am I? Um, anyway, so that's not good. You don't want to drive when you're that tired. I think what happened was I was so engrossed in my Audible that I just, just could have kept driving and just really into the story and not thinking about getting home and all of that. Okay, yesterday it was a really fun, chill morning because we didn't have an appointment till 1:30 for our hair. Hair took a long time. I'm in case you don't watch my budgeting videos, I have done my own hair for just years and years and years. Cut, dyed, the whole works. I have years of box dye in my hair. I've noticed now that I'm in my 50s, my hair changing a lot, and it could be too that I live with hypothyroidism and chronic anemia. So it could just be that as well, taking a toll on my hair. And I feel like the box dye, I just feel like I was ruining my hair. It just one day realized I think I've ruined my hair. And so I went to see a specialist, a color correction specialist. And I think now this is I don't know, I would have to look at my budget planner, maybe my third or fourth visit with her. I go to see her about every 6 or 7 weeks. And she's trying to correct all of the years of box dyes. And in my budgeting videos, I always share how terrified I am of the bill for my hair. And she was really good again yesterday. She charged me $140, which I feel when other people have shared, what their hair costs are, that's a really good price. So it did take a little bit longer yesterday. She's trying to, she tried to do another phase of the lightening. What happened was those years of box dyes, I just went darker and darker and darker. And so, yeah, she's trying to bring me back more to my natural color, but it did take a long time yesterday. And then today, what's on the agenda today? Well, a couple of things. Number one, Oh my gosh, if you guys saw my house, I'm just going to whisper it into the phone because I don't want anybody to know. Everything's a mess. It's a big, big mess. And if you know me, I'm not good with messes. I don't dwell well in messes. So much cleanup to do. I just tried to just be relaxed about all the messes. And I let hubby make all the messes that he wanted to make. And I just tried to be chill about it. It's a real special day today because our Ellie girl comes home. Ellie, I always feel like I say, in case you haven't seen a video, because sometimes I just assume because I feel like I know you all intimately. I forget that, this may be your first time you're watching a video, but hubby and I co-founded a animal sanctuary, and since building it, we've taken in 17 animals, and Ellie's going to be number 18. Ellie is a blind chicken. We have another blind chicken that we've actually become quite the experts in caring for a blind chicken, and have set up a very nice habitat, safe world for her here at the sanctuary. And we were contacted by another sanctuary who asked us if we would take in our Ellie girl. She's blind as well, and blind chickens are quite vulnerable to a general chicken population. So we're going to bring in Ellie. Yesterday, we were working really hard outside to set up our blind girl. Her name is Tookie, and to set up Tookie and Ellie a much bigger habitat. You don't want to make it too big. They are blind, so but just a little bit bigger. And we put some things in there for them in a safe way that they may enjoy playing with, but safe for them. So as of late this afternoon, we will have in our care 2 blind girls. So we're really excited to welcome Ellie to the sanctuary. And then this is a note that I made myself. I actually saw, I think it was on TikTok, and I always feel bad that it always goes by so quickly, and I think about it, and then I always wish I could remember where I saw it, who I saw it from, so I could give them credit. But it was about perception and your perception of the world. And I made a note here because it's so true about our perceptions. I could frame my life, narrate my life in a way that says, I'm so tired. I have this commute. I have to work such long days. I have to come home and I have to clean up, and I have to muck out animals and I have to feed animals. And I could, have this narrative that talks about all of my hardships or my struggles, or, things I'm feeling sorry for myself about. Or I could just say, I really am the most fortunate girl in the world. I get to come home and care for these beautiful animals. I get to come home and care for this amazing man in this beautiful home of mine. And how fortunate am I to get to travel and meet such amazing people and work with these incredible people. So that was just a reminder to myself of the perception that I form about my life is really important. Going back to that financial trauma, yeah, that was my work this week. And that's just something for me if you looked at this happy planner, I always wonder, like, what would people think? They would definitely see some planning and some memory keeping, what my days look like. But what would they think about this? And for me, this is what my happy planner is. It is planning and it is memory keeping, but it's personal work at the same time. That's why I always call my happy planner my therapist. it's my therapy session. I'm doing therapy. I'm exploring. I'm looking at my hurts and trying to heal them. Yeah, and be positive and move towards the things that are important to me. Anyway, same thing over here. How fortunate am I to have had the opportunity during that budget video to see that I still give harbor to some really difficult times in my life, and I haven't yet made peace with those and found safety in that. How fortunate am I to have bumped up into that while filming a YouTube video? I mean, YouTube's so flippin' amazing. Anyway, that was my week in review. I tried to stop the video there for a minute. If you hear this in the background, that would be Gilly. I have 2 rabbits, and Lily and Gilly. And Gilly is also almost blind, like our Ellie and Tookie. That's him scratching. Okay, he's playing. Okay, let me see. Let me go back to my pictures. You've seen that. You've seen that. Ooh, I almost knocked over my coffee. Got some new pictures here. You've seen these, but look, I made candles. That's my first candle burning. We have, gosh, so much outside of happy planning to share with you. We have here at the sanctuary, when we bought this land, about 3 acres of the land is a critical habitat for wildlife. It's actually a riparian zone, and meaning that there's a natural stream that runs year-round through it. We're right off a mountain spring, so the stream is all the spring water coming off the mountain. And it's a year-round, beautiful, beautiful creek. Yeah, creek is a better word for it. And it's a riparian zone around it, meaning a very old oak forest. And it has just the most incredible wildlife habitat in the forest. When we purchased this land, husband and I made a vow and have actually placed it into the sanctuary's documentation that this area, this wildlife habitat corridor, riparian zone, will always be protected. So not only are we an animal sanctuary, but we also have wildlife sanctuary, and those acres are protected acres for us. We won't ever disturb them or build on them, and feel very passionate about that. But in the forest area and around it, we grow the most incredible wild black sage. It's amazing. Everything that you know sage as, it's that thing, but it's black sage, and which I think if you're into natural medicines, black sage, if you make it like into an ointment, it has a lot of antiseptic properties, and also I think that it used to be used to reduce pain. I think I have to look it up. Anyway, this is just a sample batch that I made first. I made a bigger batch. Actually, I took some videos of it, so I'll put a video for you after this video so you could see if you're interested. And I scented it to be like a forest scent, pine. And that was the first batch. The second batch, I took the same ingredients here. This is an all soy candle. And the pine, forested pine scents. And the second batch, I put in the sage seed pods. Oh my gosh, it smells incredible. And so that area down below, those acres, we call the Shire. And so I'm going to call this candle the Shire candle. And it's going to be a Christmas gift for family and friends this year. So I think I made yesterday like 9 of them. And I'll probably make, another batch of those to give away for Christmas. So anyway, I was testing it. I made a small one to test, and it made my office smell amazing. Let's see, I think you've seen these, my spider bite. Today, just to let you know, it's just this big black scab. But what's coming up is, I think when the scab comes off, I feel like there's going to be like a hole in my skin. I think that poison ate away a layer of my skin. And well, it's a good thing that I'm not, such scars and things like that. While they're surprising to me, somebody in my comment that my equal sign and vitamin E, why they always surprise me, I don't know. It's kind of like a life memory, I guess. So I'm okay if I have a big divot in my chin, but it's surprising. Like, I think I'm going to have a big divot in my chin. You've seen my November currently. My giveaways. I haven't heard from a couple of people for my giveaway. I hope they reach out to me because I still have their items over here just waiting for them. But the others have been shipped. Oh, these are new pictures. You haven't seen these. Oh, this is the little run that we made for Tuki and Ellie, and that's what we worked on yesterday. This is Frodo and Freya. Freya's the one that had the stroke, and she's almost completely better. And this is our Frodo boy. We took him in. He just one day walked on the sanctuary shortly after we started building the home, and we kept him. He didn't have anybody that claimed him, and so the sanctuary took him in. We took off of him the first day. First of all, his legs were just mangled, bloodied, horribly injured. It looked like he was emaciated, so it looked like he had been lost for a very long time. We rushed him immediately to the emergency vet when we found him, and we took off, I think, over 60 ticks off this dog within the first, 3 hours of having him. And we got obviously had him treated. He's still a little thin. He has a weird relationship to food, and we think that's just because he was hungry for so long. So we're working on him. It almost feels like he doesn't feel safe around food, and he's a very emotional dog, and he gets really emotional on it. Sometimes we just have to hand feed him. He won't eat out of a bowl, so he's a very sensitive creature. Our sweet Frodo boy, we just love him to pieces. He loves everybody, just the sweetest dog. Freya's, we don't know his breed. The vet thought maybe Great Pyr, and I think they said Lab mix. Freya's a Great Pyr. She was rescued from a hoarding situation, and because of her early trauma, she does have some sensitivity. So we always generally put her in what we call the doggy dojo when we have visitors, because she can be nice one minute and then not so nice. But she is the mama bear around the sanctuary, and she protects all of our creatures here. She does an excellent job. Hubby, I should explain this picture because I called him, and then that's his yes dear face. Since hubby and I have known each other, he is not known for being able to take good pictures. I catch him with the most unusual expressions, and just it's hilarious. So through the years, I have just series of pictures of him in the most hilarious, captures. And anyway, so I call it that, his yes dear face. This is the duck house. I think I've spoken about it before. We have a duck sanctuary that's in a little bit of trouble, so we're prepping to take in some ducks from the duck sanctuary. So this is the duck house that we've just built, and hubby was working on it yesterday to get it ready. These are a few of our girls in their coop, and just pictures of those. These are my 3 indoor trees. We have a big one in the table. If you knew our house, hubby and I built our house, which is such a huge accomplishment for us. But it's very small. Don't think like big fancy. Nope, don't think that. It's a very tiny house. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna take a guess here, 1,500 square feet maybe. So this tree, it's in our dining room, and it takes up so much of the dining room. That's tree number 1. This is my office tree. It's a little ballerina tree. And then this is a really quirky, funny tree that I put out in the TV room. My mom decorated outside the sanctuary. So here's just a couple of pictures for her. She put up outside the sanctuary 15 trees, 15 Christmas trees. And she wanted to make it really magical for the animals. So it's so incredibly sweet. I just let her do her thing, and so she's done all of this. We had some really pretty blue skies yesterday. I think that's it. Oh, Thanksgiving. My Thanksgiving setup. How are you guys doing? Are you doing okay? Are you hanging in there? This is still getting to be a long video, isn't it? Thanksgiving planning. I did just kind of some layouts here as to what I needed to do, what our plans are. And then I just looked at what I may need to shop for breakfast, lunches, and dinners over these 3 days, because I'll have my daughter here. Some cookies that we want to make, and some things that I need to do. And that was Thanksgiving. And I think the last thing I have that I can show you that's new is I finished my December currently. And I just moved in some, generally when I do my currently, I always do it the first of the month. And then I capture any things I just want to remember from like November and move forward where I'm at, what I'm kind of chewing on. And so I laid out all of my December currently. And that's my last currently for the year. Just as some nostalgia, yesterday I was going through all my other currentlies, and I can see such an evolution of myself just across 2024. That's just such a blessing from happy planning. Happy planning. Happy planner planning, but it's happy planning too, right? Is just witnessing your evolution. My one regret is this. I did not always have one planner this year. I had multiple ones. And if you look back into my happy planner, let's see, that's still September. Ah, yeah, you can go back here and you could see it really was just weekly memory keeping. And you can see I didn't do like any creative work in my happy planner because I had 2 other planners and journals I was working in. And then I think I made a video on it. I just decided one day, why? I want it all together. And I just started using my happy planner for everything and then just adding pages. And I'm so glad that I did that. That's the best decision. And I'm glad that for 2025, I'm just planning on one planner as well. Well, outside my budget planner. I loved having this. Well, congratulations. If you've made it this far, thank you. Thank you for being kind. Thank you for being my partner and my collaborator in this journey. It's just been incredible. I look forward to starting December, the last month in this one, and then starting 2025 with you. What's on my agenda for this coming week? Well, I can share this coming week. I have, are you ready? A gala. I'm pretty excited about that. I actually have 2 formal events in the next couple of weeks. So I have 3 formal dresses. I only have 3 of them. And so I'm trying to decide which one I want to wear to the gala this coming week and which one I'll wear to the next gala. I'm not going to buy any new dresses or anything. So that's my big decision. And then I'm going to decide next week for the gala, how in the world am I going to camouflage this spider bite on my chin? So I feel for people because when I talk a lot for a living, but when I'm talking with people, you can see they go straight to that spider bite. And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so sorry you have to sit here and talk to me and look at that. But anyway, so an exciting week ahead. I hope you have had a wonderful weekend. I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead of you. And remember, perspective is very important. We can be so fortunate, or we can choose to dwell on the hardships. And I'm going to choose to write my narrative in a way that tells me I'm blessed, I'm fortunate, I'm lucky. And yeah. Okay, until the next time we speak, which I think is going to be a budgeting video because my December budget is so crazy. But I think it's going to be my budget video. I hope that you are well, and may you be blessed till the next time we talk.